Let's see how it goes.
There we go.
Switch over.
Make it better.
I'm gonna take these off. I lost these this morning.
That's all.
Couldn't find them. It's been a weird day for me. I mean, my belt broke, AC broke. I lost my glasses. But I found them again, so, All right, we sound good.
All right, good.
All right, let me send out the other notifications.
Hey, Will. Glad you're here, sir. Hope your day's been all right.
Twitch.
Still working?
All right.
Don't worry about Trey. You weren't talking to him. You're just talking to me.
I think everything's working now.
The volume.
So,
Well, the volume would have been up a little bit. It should be much better now.
okay.
Sorry, Will.
All right. So, I told you that I had a pre-show topic for you today. That's really
Yes,
exciting.
you did.
So, this DM had been running D&D 5th edition
Okay.
for their group. The group had made it to a pretty reasonable level. They've been playing for a year and a half. You know?
That's good.
They had made it into, they were level 11, I believe. Maybe almost level 12. And they had made it into a dragon's horde. And this dragon was not just any dragon. He was like the scion of Bahamut. And his job was to guard the realms, right?
Okay.
So he gathered all the most dangerous treasures, and they had come to protect it. He got attacked, they defended it. In the back room was a button on a pedestal, and a sign above it in that you could read in every language
Yeah.
that said, "Do not push, this button destroys the world."
Okay.
So also nice. Congratulations, Will. So the party started joking about it, surely that's not actually gonna, and one of the players was like, I'm gonna push the button. So they pushed the button. The DM closed his book, started closing up his DM screen.
Yeah.
The party was like, what's going on? So you pushed the button.
Yeah. It's over.
Started putting his dice away, and they're like, what do you mean? You ended the world. You pushed the button. World's over.
Yeah.
And the party just sat there while the DM finished putting up all their stuff.
Yeah.
And then finally, one party member started laughing. It's like, yeah, no, of course. You guys did this to yourself.
Yeah.
This year and a half campaign's over.
Yeah.
He put it in there as a joke, probably.
Yeah.
But look, you pushed the button. And I saw a lot of people in the comments being like, well, it was a bad move to end the world just because they pushed that button. And I firmly disagree.
No, yeah. It's there's sometimes you gotta pay off.
Yeah.
Like that, we had one game. A friend of mine was running a campaign, higher level campaign. It was when Ravenloft was real big. And, yeah, heck with the PS5. I don't know why you're quitting it, but done with it, I guess.
I think he meant so he can watch the show.
Okay, I think he just meant he was done with it. I had a hard time believing it, but I was going to go with it. No, for running a high level campaign. Ravenloft's real big at the time. They're running real tough thing, and it's, I want to say it's like 18th to 20th level. Stupid high.
Okay.
One of the players at the end, that basically they beat the bad guy. The world's in ruins. They've managed to save some stuff, other stuff's in ruins and everything. He gets a wish, and so I just wishes never would have happened.
Yeah.
And so the DM played that like it was,
Yeah.
And we're playing a serious game of DM here, or D&D here.
Yeah.
So all of you are like back on the farm.
Yeah.
Level
1.
We don't get you don't get memories. No, you don't get memories. You don't get
It never happened.
yeah, it never happened. You don't get any equipment you got.
Right.
Experience. You're level. You're level 1.
The threat's still here because it never happened.
Yeah. No. That's the only thing. Is the world's a little bit different. The threat's gone. It's a little bit like the Final Fantasy things. Like
Yeah.
The threat's over. It's done.
Right.
But no one will ever know. You can't know.
Not even you get to remember.
Yeah.
That's commit, right? Like whenever somebody does something like that, don't go, okay, well, we're just gonna ignore that. Or no, commit to it. That's the fun of the game.
Some tables do like the you can do hand on like they'll do hand on the head when you're talking to the character. Now, if you want to make it funny, put your hand on your head.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to in world.
You don't think you like the bubbles?
Bubble. Fair enough.
We can turn the bubbles off.
Yeah.
We wanted to see how people would feel about them.
Yeah. Well, we've had them off, right? I'll do that. Yeah, there you go.
It's me.
That's one. I'm gonna keep mine at the bubble. Okay. There you go. No bubbles. I don't know what you got against bubbles.
I thought people would want the bubbles because it'd be harder to see that my beard's not fully back yet. Look, it's making good progress though. It's on the way.
That's right. So we shall see. No, I think it was a good move by DM.
Mm-hmm. And then it becomes a story, right? It becomes something that party will never forget. And the next time they see the button, they're either not going to push it at all, or they're going to immediately push it to do it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Not bad.
No, I think to all the people that are like, hey, I can't believe you just ruined that whole story and everything you built up. Like, look, you're allowed to tell more than one story at the tabletop.
Yeah.
I get it. It could suck if you didn't have all of your character arcs done. But they pushed the button that ends the world.
Yes. Well, push the button. Campaign's over.
Oh, Dark. The pre-show topic was about a story where DM put a button in his world that was the button that ends the world, and the players pressed it. So the DM started packing up his stuff. Yeah, you pushed it.
Yeah.
Actions have consequences.
They do.
But, yeah, just tell a new story, Like, I know, again, it can suck if you've got a bunch of prep, but just tell a new story. There's always more fun to find out there.
Yeah.
You ready to kick this thing off?
Yeah, we can start.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum TTRPG podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
I'm losing my voice.
Shell's be lucky.
But no, we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Not really too much news. The Kineticist is going to be rolling out soon for Pathfinder 2e. Starfinder is now fully connected with it. With Starfinder 2e, you're going to be able to use the rules in both. And there's going to be 2 new classes coming at some point to Pathfinder 2e because of it. But we're not sure yet what all it's going to be, Really, really your fault? Oh boy. But that's really all the news we got. Hey, we're still kind of in a waiting period. Even after Kineticist drops, it's going to be my recommendation that you don't just jump to add a bunch of them to your campaign because they seem really strong. I'd say maybe just do a campaign where everybody's a Kineticist. That way you can get a feel for it without anybody being much stronger than everybody else. Because it seems really strong. There's a combination you can do that lets you do 10d4 at level 1. Which is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But,
That's pretty tough.
But that's all the news stuff that I had.
Okay. And with 10d4. That's got to be dark. I can't see who.
Yeah. I can't. There it goes.
Right there. Follow basic cast spell. Sorry. Alright, yeah. Sounds alright to me. All of a sudden, everywhere's a party.
Yeah, why not, right? That's such an interesting premise that Mass Effect had that it just threw away.
Yeah.
Hey, synthetics might be the future. Fallout did it too, right?
Yeah.
Hey, the worlds, they're not worlds are converging as in a different dimension, but as in technology's converging and everybody's having to try and catch up with it. Wouldn't be you without them, Dark.
Excellent.
So tonight we're talking Egypt. I almost said Egyptos because of
No.
a character that I love.
No. I'm surprised you didn't show up in some kind of Yu-Gi-Oh outfit.
I really wanted to, but I just spent all my money on air conditioners. I couldn't afford one tonight.
Okay.
I also thought it might be a little culturally insensitive.
Maybe. I don't know. Might be. I wouldn't know how the Egyptian will feel about that.
Yeah.
We'll err on the side of caution then, all right?
If you're an Egyptian watching and you love Yu-Gi-Oh, make sure you let us know.
Yes. Back on sale? Wait, didn't they go out?
I thought they did too, so I'm glad you're able to get one.
Yeah, I thought... Okay, I think I read it wrong.
Very nice.
In the Discord. All right. So, when we go over some Egyptian mythology.
Okay, so when do we talk about Seto-kai?
On that, I'm not going to. I left that out.
What about Obelisk the Tormentor?
Do you want to make the list?
No, I'd really rather not. Okay. I don't know anything. It would just be Yu-Gi-Oh! That's all I know. I know Yu-Gi-Oh! And I know the story of the Hebrews leaving Egypt. That's pretty much it.
Fair enough. But a lot of these, I think this is going to be like some of these mythologies we go through. It's like, okay, I know that.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that these are going to be like, there's a lot of stuff with Egyptian mythology.
Oh yeah, right? They're all over video games.
Yeah.
They're all over anime. They're all over books.
Yes, well, at Fate Grand Order, I know.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Nice. Glad to hear it, Dark.
Sweet.
I know Ra, right, and Horus.
That's those two are right at the top. And there'll be a couple others.
Oh,
like, yeah.
I know a few more because Stargate.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
See. All right. So we're looking at from about 4,000 BC.
Okay.
BCE birth to about 30 AD. No, it's about 30. It's still BC.
Okay.
So BC, because you're looking at when Cleopatra died.
Okay.
Do that. Okay. But not. It was Cleopatra the 7th.
Right, not the first.
Not the one you're thinking about.
Which that's Cleopatra the 4th, right? The one that people think about?
I think so. Who's Hellenistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's look, there's lots of history in Egypt. Just like everywhere we've been, there's way more than we can even begin to get into. Yeah.
We are scratching the surface,
Yeah.
and we mean no disrespect from anybody for your culture. We are just trying to talk about how cool your culture is.
Yeah.
From an outsider perspective.
On that. And I did, and at this point, I think, Egyptian culture is just not stuck to Egypt. It did kind of spread out.
Yeah.
We got some the people that are smarter than me in the Greeks and stuff. They believe that Pythagoras and Plato were influenced by the Egyptian beliefs in reincarnation.
Okay.
And a lot of Roman religious culture is also borrowed from Egypt as much as most Greek beliefs.
Yeah.
It's the idea of what human existence is.
I feel like you're going to tell me some cool stuff tonight, and I'm going to be like, man, G Gundam let me down with Neo Egypt being just a mummy when they had this.
Yeah. It's like, what time period are you picking here for Egypt?
Right.
There's different time periods, different things. You know, it's a long history.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff has happened there. Lots of different people.
I have seen the Mummy trilogy. That's probably not going to help me here at all, but, they're good movies. Right. First movie's great. You should check it out.
I don't think it will. I don't think it's
okay. You don't have Cleopatra yet? That's okay. There's still time.
Still time. Okay. So, wanted to gotta go over Pantheon because we're to a mythology, another mythology with a Pantheon.
Yeah.
For it. And you already mentioned one, which is Ra. Yes. Sun god. Very central figure, and he's the one you'll see. It's depicted as a falcon or a man with a sun disk on his head.
Yeah.
A lot of animalistic gods. They're either told they have the head, or like he has the head of a falcon, or he's wearing the head of a falcon. Right. Or do that.
I should probably say I do know a little bit more about the gods of Egypt, but I don't know much about what they all represent. Yeah. I know 10 of them pretty much.
Well, that's good. All right, that's a start. I mean, maybe we'll know one or two more before it's over.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a sun god. Sun's very important to a lot of cultures.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I like Ra.
So he's the falcon-headed. Okay, then we got Osiris.
Okay.
And I'll talk a little bit about some of them a little bit later on. It's just an introduction of cast of characters.
Right.
Right. So Osiris, he's the god of the afterlife, death, resurrection. He was associated with fertility, and also winged dragon.
I was trying not to do any more Yu-Gi-Oh references, but yes, the winged dragon of Ra.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you, Will. I appreciate you.
You two are terrible. I can't deal with this.
So this is already one that I was confused on because I thought Anubis was the god of death.
We'll go. Okay, so stuff. There's so many that it's and right. Yeah, right.
Right.
There's so many that it's a very specific thing.
Okay.
They did. So I'll get to Anubis in a minute on that. But yeah, so the god of God of afterlife, death and resurrection.
Come on, Trey.
Come on, Trey.
I'm just trying to say I'm an idiot, and hopefully we can all learn along with me.
And then so along with Osiris, I gotta talk about Isis.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, the goddess of magic, motherhood, fertility.
Her name got changed in Smite to Set.
I bet it did. Yes. I'll leave that alone. So she played Osiris gets resurrected. We'll talk about that a little bit, but it was kind of hard doing.
Okay.
While through that, and she's often depicted with like a throne, like there's something. Wilt can't teach you anything, man. No, she got like, what I don't know what that cup is, like a little throne.
Yeah.
It's like where the seat is, like they got the seat of the king,
yeah,
seat of the pharaoh on her head.
I see that in quite a bit of the art here.
Yeah. The throne. She held up the throne, I guess. I don't know.
It's cool though.
Horus is very cool.
Retake. Horus, god of the sky. He's often depicted with a falcon, or a man with a falcon head, or the falcon. And he's the son of Osiris and Isis. Okay. So, no relation to Ra.
Though, yeah. Though I don't know if this was an episode of Jerry Springer, Ra would become a lot like Osiris. Me and Isis got something we got to admit to you.
I mean, he sure looks like Ra. That's all I'm saying.
Falcon head, all that. I don't know. Okay, so Anubis is a god of the afterlife, but he's a god of mummification.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And he's got the jackal head.
Yeah, I like Anubis a lot.
Yeah. We'll look at it. He got the jackal head, and he's the one that you get mummified. He's the one that guides your soul to.
I got you.
The afterlife. I'm sorry. But the Moon Knight had a lot of.
Absolutely.
A few of these in that story, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember the name for some reason. I was searching my brain.
Yeah.
My brain was going, "Duh." Yeah.
No, and that's one thing you mentioned it earlier. They've been in a lot of pop culture.
Yeah.
Like the Egyptian gods are one that are just like firmly seated in pop culture.
Well,
look, I am all for Will to just keep mentioning Yu-Gi-Oh cards all stream.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
They do. It's a big one for pop culture.
Yeah.
So Thoth.
Okay.
Thoth, I don't know. Thoth, I think. This is a god of wisdom, writing, and knowledge. And he's gonna have. This is weird. He's gonna have. I'm working on it. He's gonna have the head of the ibis bird. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Right. But sometimes it will be the head of, or it could be a baboon.
Okay.
So if you see a baboon's head in one of the gods.
This is a weird one because I know of this one not because of Egyptian mythology or even video games. I know of this one because of New Preacher Spiritualism.
Okay.
Which was a movement that said that Thoth was an alien and was living in the core of the earth.
Yeah.
And that he was trying to bring us all to him. And I had a guy that would not leave my doorstep until I called the cops because he was trying to explain all this to me when I was living another town over.
Yeah. Very
And
interesting.
I thought he made this guy up. I didn't realize this was
No.
actually a.
No,
What?
it's the Egyptian god that's of wisdom and writing that's in the center of the earth and trying to bring us all to it.
Yeah. So, But that's what he told me was he sometimes got a bird head, sometimes he got a monkey head.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
Now this is one of my favorites, and it's because of Neil Gaiman
Yeah.
in the Sandman graphic novels, and that is Bastet,
Okay.
sometimes referred to as the Lady Bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the goddess of home, fertility, domesticity. It's often represented as a lioness or a woman with the head of a lioness or a domestic cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, cool-looking character.
She's in Aladdin the animated series.
I'm sure she is.
Mothenrath summons her.
I don't know. I would. She's really. I love her in the Sandman because it's in the 20th century.
Yeah.
It's set in some of it's set in the 80s and 90s. Whatever. Yeah. Grunge. And she didn't have any followers anymore.
Right.
But cats still worship her.
Yeah.
She was she was. It was a
Yeah.
side note.
American Gods it's a good series.
No, that was Sandman.
Okay, yeah,
Gods is a
sorry,
good series too.
No, my memory's so dumb. Like, I'd completely forgotten about Thoth. I hadn't thought about Bastet. You said the names and my brain went,
Yeah, you know these. Like, Set or Seth.
yeah.
Which the name Seth is pretty big in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Right. But Seth, the god of chaos, desert, and storms.
Yeah.
And his head, so nobody really knows what animal that's supposed to be.
Right.
Kind of resembles an aardvark, but I don't think it does it justice. In a weird way, maybe possibly a kangaroo. I don't know. But
It's interesting for sure.
yeah, I don't have an exact animal I could put on his head. Because in some instances it's gonna be like canine,
Yeah.
almost looking, and others I don't know. So like that one almost has like a mix between a Doberman and a horse.
Yeah. Like an equine look to it for
Yeah.
sure.
I don't know. Maybe some weird bat. It was aliens. I'm not saying it's aliens. But it's aliens.
Yeah.
All right. Sekhmet.
Okay. I know him because of a really
Her.
dumb reason. Oh.
Yeah.
Then it
Way
was
to go.
even dumber. Yeah.
Yeah. Way to go. Maybe you should wait for the definition.
Right.
No.
Segments in Ronin Warriors.
Oh, nice. So the lioness, goddess of war and healing.
She's a lion?
Yeah.
In Ronin Warriors, she's a bug.
No. She's a lioness.
It's the armor of Sekhmet, and like big spider legs come out of the side of it.
She gets.
What?
She has the power to both inflict and cure diseases. That.
You deceived me, Ronin Warriors. I believed you.
Of course.
That's cool, though. I like her.
Which I can go with it because there's other mythologies where there's things that happen specifically because of Sekhmet worship in Egypt, and from the Hebrew perspective, it's like, hey, this is going to happen because,
Right.
So I don't know. Now this has got a little apostrophe, Ma'at, and
Okay.
I don't know if that the A's work like Baal,
Right.
but they got to separate. So Ma'at, this is the goddess of truth, justice, and the cosmic order.
Okay. I typed ma'am like an idiot.
Ma'am? She gave me an order, that's probably what I'd reply with.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. She's often depicted with an ostrich feather on her head. And she weighs your heart as you
Oh.
go into the afterlife.
Is that where the scales come from?
Yeah, if you'll find something with scales. She's weighing hearts,
Very cool.
right?
I like her. Maybe they combine Sekhmet and Selket. They might have.
Maybe so.
Also, just to clarify, Ronin Warriors is a Japanese series,
Yeah.
so it's not like, Sekmek, they might not have even known that was an Egyptian god. They might have just come up with that name.
She's the owner of the scales and the do. Very nice. Thank you, darling.
Very cool.
I'm not spitting at you.
Okay.
I've got to give a shout out to Ptah. P-T-A-H. Ptah.
I like that name, though.
Yeah. He is the creator god. But he's the patron of craftsmen and builders.
Okay.
And he's often depicted, now he's always depicted as a man, but a lot of times he's mummified.
Okay.
Show him as a basically he's the original mummy,
Yeah.
you know?
I like the idea that their creator god also was just like, hey, I really love building stuff. So I'm also the patron god of building stuff.
Yeah, of craftsmen and builders, yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like that. So, now you know who built the pyramids. So, little homework. Little homework.
I'm sorry.
Not getting there, Faith. No. Go through that. Obviously, everything I'm saying is false because I don't have Mumra.
I wish Mumra was on here.
No.
Ever Living. Look, I'm just saying Ever Living is a great title. Never
Yeah.
Dying would have been fine, but Ever Living elevates it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, so another actor in these plays is Hathor,
Okay.
goddess of love, music, and joy, often depicted as a woman with cow ears.
Man, that is
Sometimes
not
as a cow.
that is not how Stargate treated her at all.
Probably not.
She is a menace in Stargate.
Let's see that. Give her some ears. Yeah. Yeah. She could, be depicted as a cow.
It is now apparent to me that the internet loves cowgirls, and I thought that was true in a different way.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was also true that way, but
Look, Save Search is not a bad option when doing it. Just saying for those that need it.
yeah, just a reminder, you might want to consider it. You'll also get some historical art that is like completely unavailable to you,
Yeah.
but
Okay, so that was Hathor.
yeah.
So Nephthys. I really like that name, Nephthys.
Like the archives of Nephthys?
Not Nephthys, Nephthys. Yes. This is the goddess of mourning. Not mourning like the sun is rising, but sadness of grieving.
Oh,
Somebody's
okay.
died. Mourning rivers and protection. And she's associated with death and the funeral rites.
I got you.
So you got another god that's over mummification, another guy that's going to actually, and will guide you to get through your afterlife, and another guy that's kind of over that.
Yeah,
It's a bureaucracy.
makes sense.
They partitioned what they needed to do.
You're in charge of this. You're in charge of that.
All right? If they're wailing, you got it. Should they find rivers sad? I don't know. I know the Nile is a huge thing
Yeah,
for Egypt, right? Obviously.
yeah.
Lived on. Wouldn't have been a civilization there without the Nile.
Right.
So I got to tell you about Khnum.
Okay.
K-H-N-U-M.
Really
Khnum.
familiar.
This is a ram-headed god. Also can create.
Okay.
Also got a creation. Now, in Egyptian mythology, he was the one that actually no, I don't think so. But he was believed to shape humans on a potter's the wheel. He actually made people out of clay on potter's wheel.
This guy is a enemy in the SMT series, Shin Megami Tensei and Persona.
Well, okay. Now this is a name I don't know. Okay, so we talked about Ra and Horus
Yeah.
earlier, right? There's also Ra Harakti. Harakti? Harakti. Ra Harakti. And this is when Ra and Horus, I guess, go Voltron and combined. and they represent the whole rising and the setting of the sun. So that, yeah, this is them two combined. Yeah,
This thing looks sick.
yeah. This is what happened. Yes.
Was this the original mech?
Yeah, I guess so. This is where, yeah, that they come together, and like you really don't want to mess with them in that form. Right?
Look, Egypt just went like way up the list for me. I'm just saying. That's sick. They did the fusion dance.
They did. They got a special move called Burning Finger.
Yeah.
Is it Nightbot? Is it? Do it.
I'm just saying, you know, if you got some books about this that you want to recommend to me, Chad, I'm
Right there.
I want to read
there.
about Raw. If they're in anime, I'm there. Manga,
Why hasn't anybody used this yet?
yeah, it's right there.
Here's another. I think that you'll know this one. I know there's a couple more that you're gonna know for sure.
Okay.
Or, like you may not know. You know when I say the names, but yeah, of course.
Okay.
But Amon or Amon,
Okay. Yeah.
and I found it spelled Amon and Amun.
Right.
So I don't know if you can try it both ways. But he's got an air, creativity, and fertility.
Right.
He was a kind of up there with Ra, the sun god,
Right.
and I don't know if those two, if Ra and Amun combined to make, but they created the god Amun Ra.
I know I've heard that name a lot.
Okay, yeah. So Amun Ra came from Ra and Amun.
So you're telling me right now we could have a mech show where you have Amun, you have Ra, and you have Horus, and they combine in different combinations to get different abilities.
Yes, yeah. The greatest mythology of all time.
Just saying, we're great.
No, look. Some stuff just sounds funny when I put it in English. Well, not just my pronunciation. The next goddess I have for you is named Mut. M-U-T.
Okay.
Mut. Or maybe it's Mut.
Will is asking if Ozymandias is.
No, and there's no blue-eyed white dragons. The Watchmen are not here. Ads. Okay. She's a goddess of motherhood and queenship.
Okay.
And she has a vulture headdress. And not shown as a vulture head, but interesting head so far. All right. Well, it's bad. Very nice. I don't think she where she has a vulture head. Her head's a vulture head.
Right.
But she always has a little vulture on the pretty common thing about the snake and the vulture.
Yeah. I got you.
Got the snake head thing. Yeah, the vulture head right there.
Yeah.
All right. Here's one you know.
Okay.
All right. No, it might be a good movie. Okay. Khonshu.
Okay.
Yeah. Moon god.
Moon Knight earlier, right?
Yeah, moon god, god of time. Often depicted with a falcon head, but he always have a lunar crescent on his headdress.
Okay. Yeah. So we're getting great art today.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. The furry communities come through for us. No. A lot of animalistic, cool looking stuff.
Yeah.
It is. Khonshu. Moon got it.
That's
yeah.
sick art right there.
Yeah. That. So that stuff's over like certain stuff, and here I got 4 or 5 right here
Okay.
that I don't know that I knew before.
Okay.
Okay. This one is right on that line. For some reason, it sounds familiar. Okay. That's Sobek. S-O-B-E-K.
Okay.
Crocodile.
Yeah.
Crocodile god. And it's associated with the Nile's fertility, protection, and military prowess.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you where you've heard that before? And when I tell you, you're gonna be like, Sobek is a villain in Street Sharks.
Okay.
Crocodile that tears up the roadway as he goes.
Okay.
He does the death roll and shreds it.
Okay, that's right. I don't know if that's it completely though.
Right.
But,
I think you're hearing it from somewhere else too.
Somewhere else too, yeah. And then we've got Happy, Hapi.
So Becky's in One Piece as well. I doubt that's where he knows it from, but
Yeah, I know. Hapi, Hapi.
okay.
This god is known with the Nile's flooding, and is also associated with fertility and abundance.
Okay.
But like, yeah, it's always shown with the belly's full, right?
Yeah.
Always got the belly sticking over the belt. It's full of it.
The Nile's full and people are happy.
Yeah. Now it's gonna flood. Flooding, if you if you live in the wrong place, it's gonna be devastating as far as refeeding the land and making it fertile again to be able to grow stuff.
Yeah.
It's very important, right?
For sure.
Okay. This one's just cool. Wadjet. Wadjet.
Okay. I put D on the end of it, but it's a T. I'm sorry. Let me
Yeah,
fix it.
Wadjet.
This name I know.
The cobra goddess.
Yeah.
And often crowns of pharaohs will have Wadjet on her. She represents protection and royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Cobra goddess.
I know this one because of Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Snake enemy called a Watch It. I guess it's Wadjet, not Watch It.
I have no idea. It could be Wadjet. Watch it, buddy. Over here.
I like
Very
snakes.
interesting. Yeah.
In mythology, I don't like snakes.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
like that much. But
Well, I like how like some of the art has her almost like the first picture you're looking at there. It's almost Quetzalcoatl, right?
yeah,
right?
very much like Quetzalcoatl.
And the other one's where she's actually got the human body, and it's a snake neck and head that's coming up.
Right.
From it. It's very cool.
There's so much you can do with just the ones you mentioned already in a TTRPG. Like,
Now some of these are terrifying,
okay,
and this one's terrifying. This is Taweret. Taweret. She's a goddess of childbirth and fertility.
okay,
But she's often depicted as a pregnant hippopotamus with lion's paws and a crocodile tail.
oh,
Yeah. I don't want to jack with any of those animals. You put
Oh.
3 in 1. Yeah.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
And in some depictions, I'm seeing she has a big knife.
Yeah. She will cut you.
All right,
Yeah, yes.
that's enough internet for today.
Well, I don't know how. That may be a reflection on how the Egyptians felt about childbirth. I don't know.
Could be.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
All right. I know it got, and this name doesn't sound Egyptian to me. If I said to you, the god of air and sunlight, known as Shu,
Okay.
is from where? You're not going to say Egypt,
No.
unless you know, right?
If you tell me how it's spelled, I might.
S-H-U.
waffle, but
yeah.
yeah.
Right. God of air and sunlight, and this is kind of like their atlas, but he holds up the sky.
Okay.
This is the one holding the sky.
No, if you tell me it's SHU, I'm immediately gonna go to Asia.
Yeah. Through that.
You're good on tolerant.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Cool guy. Shoot.
Yeah. All right. Now I've got some names don't translate over well, or they don't sound well. So this goddess, the next goddess that I want to talk about, and this is the goddess of the sky and heavens, named Nut. N-U-T.
Okay.
Nut. And you'll see the pictures of her. You've seen pictures of this where she's like bent like over the earth.
Yeah.
They've got her like across the sky.
Yeah.
That's her.
Okay.
That's Nut.
In some of these pictures, she looks really cool, and in some of them, she is drawn very provocative.
Well,
Dark,
yeah.
you're gonna like this one.
Yeah. There's some sexy sky god. See, that's an ancient one right there with her like over.
Yeah.
And that's the other god of land right there.
Right.
One down through there. Oh, not that one, but that one counts too. That one counts too, yeah.
This
She
one here?
stretched out over the sky, yeah. She is the night sky.
Right.
Oh, that was nice. All
Yeah,
right,
there's some really good art here.
I think you're gonna like. I think this one. I don't. The picture you saw a while ago, you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Those are not. No, that's a different mythology. There's only one nut here.
Yeah.
Not anything.
Solitaire.
Yeah, solitary. Can't mention the guy. Can't mention the guy. Instant strike. Can't do it. Want that. It's just like the former German leader. The only one nut here.
That's a good way of saying it.
No, okay. So Geb, when you see the pictures of her across the sky, she's the stars.
Geb, the land of dwarves?
Geb is the god of Earth. And you'll see the picture, if you see like ancient pictures of him, you'll see Geb like up on her like hands and feet, and she's gonna be painted with stars, and he's the one laying underneath.
Okay.
Okay. And a lot of them see, like in that one, they're lovers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Earth and yeah. But I don't think in all of them.
Also, again, for anybody who's like, what is Trey talking about? Land of Dwarves. Final Fantasy IV, that's what it's called. It's Geb, the Land of Dwarves.
Yeah. Which Geb, he's god of the Earth. All right.
Makes sense.
So some of these, they overlap. I'm not sure how.
Yeah.
Once again, we're running into where dialects and story may have changed over the years a little bit. Maybe we're going to be the same. But Aten, Aten.
Okay.
Excuse me. This is a solar disk deity and is associated with the concept of the sun's divine presence.
Oh.
Now, he was worshipped during the reign of Akhenaten.
Okay.
Excuse me, Akhenaten? That it was him. So I don't know if that was like, he became big because that was like his patron god.
Right.
Or if, he just decided that, this is, but he's actually with the disk of the sun.
Okay.
The shape of the sun. So I'm not sure how that, anyway, you see where, between Ra and some others, very interesting.
Yeah, he's got a lot of hands.
Yeah, the rays of the sun reaching out.
Yeah, that is a horrifying concept, but it makes sense that would be the way it would be interpreted. But just the idea of every sun ray is this eldritch being.
Yes, I got it with an N. I don't know if you've seen it with an M before, Will. But I have it with an N. That could be.
Apparently, there's like a whole religion just around a 10.
Yeah,
A 10ism.
yeah. So there's not. Yeah, there's issues going into mythology here.
That's where the reference is. Yeah, a 10 is the name of the pharaoh. I forgot about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Should have known, Will. Should have known.
I thought when you said a 10, I was like, I think that sounds familiar, but it's a little different. But yeah, that's the pharaoh in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Need a shout out because this is Min, M-I-N, God Min, god of fertility, also the god of sexual prowess.
Oh,
and he's always going to be he's always going to be in attention.
Be careful when you Google this one.
He's always going to be in attention and ready to go. That's Min. All right.
All right, Trey. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't recognize a Tim right away. We got there though. That's what's important.
Man, right. Always ready to go. Okay. Renpet. That's one I definitely know I've never heard. Renpet.
Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
Goddess of time. And she's associated with time as a cycle. As the seasons, right?
Yeah.
Seasons of the year. So she's associated with, that's her domain, kind of. She's associated with.
Yeah. I did not hear that disappointed go off. He could be acting up again tonight. Just ends up winning more points.
No. Just kind of a little bit. Should have came through.
It's a good person to blame.
Okay. Talk about Gnome. Good God. Sheshat.
Okay.
The goddess of writing, historical records, and measurement. Very, very factual set. God, she's with the exacts of it.
Yeah. That's what we were just talking about. It doesn't seem like sound alerts are working tonight, so.
Fired.
We'll take a look at that when I get home.
Don't spend points.
Yeah.
Okay. So another one, Selket, or sometimes I found Serket.
Okay.
So it's either S-E-L-K-E-T or S-E-R-Q-E-T. And this, I don't have a Scorpion King, the Scorpion Goddess though.
Okay. Am I just crazy and Ronin Warrior said Selket and not Sekhmet?
Probably.
Ronin Warriors Sekhmet. No,
okay.
his name was Sekhmet. So
Okay.
they got that backwards there.
Yeah, now, even though she's a scorpion goddess, she's associated with protection, healing, and magic. So it's not
Okay.
necessarily, the scorpion is just her nature.
Scorpions can be good.
Let me tell you about a story about Lion the Frog, right?
Yeah, I know. I was being
In some
facetious.
places, or some other places, what is it? I think it's a turtle.
Yeah. The scorpion always kills them.
I'm a scorpion. What do you expect? Okay. Neith.
Okay.
Neith. Neith. She is a goddess of war, hunting, and wisdom, often depicted as a woman wearing a red crown.
Yeah.
Let's see that. I seen the picture of the bow, but I saw you have one there with the spear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. The ones that I've seen saw a few pictures of her with the bow,
Right.
and see the one with the spear.
She is mentioned in the Alchemist Nicholas Flamel series.
Can I just have one? Just one. It's not mentioned anywhere. Brandon.
No, they're everywhere, right?
Okay, this one you're going to tell me that this is going to come from somewhere.
Okay.
Reshef. Reshel. This is the god of plague, pestilence, war.
Name sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
Yeah? I thought this might be a well-known one.
Not for me, at least.
All right.
You got one?
You got one. Excellent. Right? There was also Paquette. I'm not sure if this is related to the other guy from earlier, but Paquette is a lioness goddess. But she is associated with hunting and ferocity, like like a lion hunts. Like, rah!
Okay.
Like, as a built.
And that one's more of the
Yeah.
other side of things.
Yeah. She's not. And I had to have one with a big name. And this is another name that, like, if you'd have said that, I wouldn't have went Egyptian.
Right.
And I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it's Merit Seger. Meretseger.
Yeah, I would have thought Norse.
Something like that, yeah, Merit Seger. She's a goddess, and she's the goddess of the Theban necropolis.
Okay.
The goddess over things. And she also associated with protection and healing.
I like it.
And they have that's a pretty big cast of characters.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't cover anybody that knows anything probably just calling us dummies and scream, which rightfully so. I'm sure we missed something there. But I did find some weapons and items. I wanted to make sure we got those in.
Right.
Okay.
I love talking about special items and legendary items.
Okay. This, because I speak English, just has a cool ring to it. It's called the Was Scepter. W-A-S. Just like what? The Was. Like if I hit you with a scepter, you was. You are no more.
Okay.
Yeah. The Was Scepter, often depicted as staff or rod, and it usually has an animal head on top. And this is it's what you'd expect a scepter to be. It was a symbol of power and authority. Pharaoh would hold it. And, of course, it was divine rule. Pharaoh is divine, and this was a symbol of him being divine.
Right.
Said to be held by both gods and pharaohs. And the scepter represented the dominion of the gods and pharaohs over the forces of chaos.
Okay.
Yeah. That scepter was how they held everything.
Makes sense.
So it was good for popping people on the head.
Right.
Which I'm sure that would have been.
That is a really interesting name, too. How would you stat that out?
Oh, I don't know. Some ruler somewhere is going to have it be like a total badass.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something, if he's a bad guy, then it's going to be something the players can get.
Right.
You know, if it's a good guy, it's what's holding it, the last of its kingdom together.
Right.
So
Get it away from him.
Yeah. On that. All right. Great. Thank you, Dark. Thank you, Dark. You too.
Later,
See you
Dark.
later. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted just in my mind to put like Vorpal on it somehow.
Yeah.
You know, that has that property.
Yeah, you smack him with it.
Yeah, there's a chance something goes off.
Mm-hmm.
It would be tough, and I think it would be unbreakable.
Yeah.
In my campaign.
Yeah.
Or you have to go up and throw it in the fire of Mount Doom.
Right.
There's only one way, something like that.
When you do, the kingdom falls apart.
Got a couple of these. All right. Let me tell you about the knife of Geb.
Okay.
So Geb, God of Earth, talked about usual laying there, got the nice guy over him, right? Relaxing. His knife, and you'll see it in some pictures that he's holding a knife. That represents he was given that knife as authority over Earth's resources.
Okay.
He also had to use that knife to separate Nut, the Sky Goddess, from their father, Shu, the god of air.
Okay. Makes sense.
In one of the creation stories, that's the thing that happens. Okay.
The picture of the knife that you can pull up online. That carving on the handle is intricate.
Yeah. The lady kind of looks mean.
Yeah.
It looks fancy, just looks mean.
Very cool. I like it.
All right. So the flail and the crook, which you see held a lot of times, I think. A lot of, stuff you'll see. If they're going to put a mummy sarcophagus in the movies, it's going to have the flail and crook. These were actual symbols of royal authority and kingship for ancient Egypt.
Right.
The flail, they called the Heka, that represented the power and dominion.
Okay.
And the crook, Nekhaka, is protection and care.
Okay.
There's the shepherd's crook is used around the world in places for that's actually not a weapon. It's a for protection. It's a carrying instrument to have. So these symbols were associated with Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and then were picked out by pharaohs, because pharaohs, they were the earthly representation of Horus, son of Osiris, and this was their, yes, I have this and this because I am.
Why not? Yeah. Makes sense to me.
The serpent wand. This has got a good name, right?
Yep.
Like straight out of Harry Potter or something.
I see that in the game.
Brought the serpent wand.
I want it. I'm going to go get it.
Wand, or the Uas scepter, is associated with magic power and protection. It often seemed to be in the hands of Isis and Hathor, the goddesses.
Makes sense.
It was. I was speaking of the serpent. The serpent was seen as a symbol of divine energy and protection against evil forces.
Can it summon serpents?
I don't know.
I want it to summon serpents.
Boy, it's really a weird thing if somebody from the staff does it.
Yep.
Okay. Some creatures now.
Okay.
I'm going to go through those. I figure lots of gods went through and we need some creatures.
Yeah, sure.
So I got an Amit, A-M-M-I-T.
Okay.
Also known as a devourer of the dead. It had the head of a crocodile, the front legs of a lion, and the hind legs of a hippopotamus.
I've definitely fought these in an RPG before.
Right. Not very... So, I talked about the scales and getting your heart judged, right?
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah, you fail, it eats it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eats your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. You're found unworthy during the weighing of the heart ceremony. Amit, eat your heart. Eat your heart out, buddy. I'll do that.
I like it. It's a cool creature.
Yeah. It's, yeah, another terrifying chimera, however you want to say it, of a creature.
I would 100% have this thing as like a mid-boss somewhere in the campaign.
Maybe like, it might even be like an end thing. And
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to skin it with thoracic stats.
Yeah,
You know?
big way to run it.
It can go in there for sure. It's a creature.
Yeah,
It's a creature.
yeah. See, I was thinking run it as a Boulet, but give it
I thought we
the
like
giant crocodile's jaw attack,
Yeah.
the bite.
Bullet. So, the Bennu bird.
Okay.
Now I've got to put this up because this is going to be like a phoenix,
Yeah.
which it kind of appears a lot. Kind of the same thing, because the Bennu bird, mythical bird associated with creation and rebirth, and said to have emerged from the primordial waters and perched upon the Ben stone.
This is not like the Indian Bennu bird with two N's that is in Final Fantasy.
No,
That is a great condor style bird.
right,
This is a very different bird.
more like an ibis.
Yeah.
Right? Won't do that. And the Ben stone, it landed on. That's the first mound of earth derived from the water.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It landed on.
Makes sense.
After the water recedes and lands first, a bird lands on it first. All right. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Sphinx. You know
Yeah.
this one, right? You big dummy. Come on.
Yeah, I know
Sphinx.
this one. It even shows up in
God.
Greek mythology.
Don't do that. Legendary creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human. Of course, the most famous example is the Great Sphinx at Giza,
Right.
which guards the pyramid. That's a cool picture. The Sphinx was often associated with wisdom and riddles in Egyptian mythology. I'll tell you that. Y'all know what a Sphinx is.
Yeah. They're cool.
That's it that.
Answer my riddles 3. Or riddled you will be.
Now, the one that I've been waiting on, my favorite,
Okay.
the Serpapard.
Okay.
A Serpapard was a mythical creature with the body of a leopard and the long neck of a serpent. It was depicted in art. It was thought to symbolize duality of power and chaos.
And this thing's really cool. I didn't know it existed before we were setting up for the stream today.
Yeah.
And it was the first thing that came up when I typed in Egyptian mythology.
Yes. Apparently, it's a big deal. And it's associated with, it has very it protects, I'm not sure if it protects Egypt or if it is protecting the pharaoh.
Yeah.
But it is a symbol of protection. You have a Serpapard. You don't have a guardian angel in Egypt. You have a Serpapard. That's what it is.
This
Right.
thing is sick.
Yeah.
I really like this thing. I would 100% have. This would be a thing that, like, if I get a druid in the party, they're going to be able to turn into one at higher levels.
Yeah.
And if I got Beastmaster in the party, they're going to be able to use.
I think Displacer Beasts for D&D
Yeah.
work really well for this thing, too.
If you're playing Pathfinder 2E and you got a summoner,
Yeah.
like, and you're not starting level 1,
Yeah.
so I don't know if I'd give them a Serpapard at level 1, but. It's got reach right away, right?
There. Like, look, a leopard is not the most terrifying to me of big cats. I don't want to jack with one. That's not
Right.
what I'm saying at all. No, but as far as the big cats go, it's not, it's not number one for sure. Dude.
Right.
Now, a Serpapard, that's a little bit different
Yeah.
thing. It's
You
got,
run into
it's
one
got
of
some
these.
reach on that bite,
Yeah.
Too bad.
Some really good pictures of Serpapards, too.
Okay, yes, Serpapard.
Like it.
He's got a dumb name in English, but I don't think I'd say it to that good face.
You're right.
The Acre. A-K-E-R.
Okay.
Not like an acre of land, but acre as a creature with the body of a lion or a man, or it could be depicted as two lions that face opposite directions.
Okay. Now suddenly a character's name in Gundam from a season we haven't got to yet makes way more sense.
But yeah, okay, so Acre represented the horizon, and he guards the eastern and western gates of the underworld.
Yeah.
And he's the one that ensures that Ra can pass from the one gate to the other,
Yeah.
to go through it.
Grandmaker makes way more sense now.
Okay. Good name, huh?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's a good name.
Yeah, before it was just like, yeah, sure, that flows well.
I mean, this guy has not exactly the same, but it kind of have like a Heimdall feel to me.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I guard this gate. If Ra passes through this gate, it's because I opened it.
Right.
I realize who Ra is. I have a job to do at this gate.
He's cool. He might be my favorite of the like non-god creatures so far.
Yeah?
Yeah, Acre's he's a cool guy.
Okay. So the Hierarcho Sphinx.
That's such a cool title.
Hierarcho Sphinx.
Is it like Hierophant?
Hierarcho Sphinx, I guess. But it's a Sphinx, but instead of having a head, the head of a person, you put the head of a falcon.
I didn't know this existed.
It's a body of a lion with the head of a falcon. And this symbolized the union of Upper and Lower Egypt.
Okay.
And it is, you'll see these outside like temples or tombs.
Yeah.
It's like statues that are like guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a griffin.
It's weird because we've got I think it's Falcon North, the Lion South, one of those. Wait,
Yeah.
This is the union of the two. It's a falcon and a lion.
I would either run this as a griffin or as an owlbear and give him a flight speed.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely speaks griffin to me.
I put this one in here. When we were talking about Set earlier, he's got the head of an animal. I don't know what animal it is. So the Set or Seth animal is a thing associated with God Seth, creature with an really can't tell what it is.
Right.
Kind of looks like an aardvark, donkey, jackal. It is a very fantastic, powerful beast associated with chaos and storms.
Okay.
It's that. So I think it's just a chaotic animal
Dig it.
all thrown together, right?
My brain keeps saying jackalware, but it's not quite that.
Yeah, no.
Right.
But some followers might be,
Right.
right? Okay, not one. This is not a creature. This is a symbol that you would see in Egypt. So if you're doing like a campaign, you'd probably actually put this somewhere.
Yeah.
It might be a cool word to like, okay, there is a Uraeus.
Okay.
Uraeus. It's just a symbol, and it's a cobra.
Okay.
Sitting up. Yes. Yeah. It's a cobra like coming up. Not coiled up,
Right.
but like up. And that's, you see him on the divine authority, symbol of divine authority, and on the crown of pharaohs and things like that.
I got you.
So yeah, if your party or whatever was in Egypt or Egypt like thing, you see one building over there, a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer, right? And above the door, it would just be a sign you could get.
Right.
Look at that. So it's Khepri.
Okay.
Khepri. This is a deity that's representative of the scarab people.
Okay.
I thought this was somebody that runs right off bat, but I think I know the scarab as an Egyptian thing, but not Khepri as the god.
Right.
Apparently, the scarab beetle symbolized transformation and rebirth,
Yeah.
as it's believed to roll. It's the one that took the sun and rolled it across the sky.
Okay.
Okay?
All of these depictions are horrifying.
Yeah. She's rather strange.
This one's cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool. It's a blue beetle.
Right.
Onto that. Can't leave Khepri.
I think that's where I've heard the name before. It's from the Blue Beetle comics.
Maybe so. Now I gotta talk about the head jet dragon.
Okay.
Hedjet.
Always a dragon.
Gotta have a dragon, right? So of course it's a mythical creature with a serpent-like body and a crown on its head. It is a representative of the goddess of Upper Egypt, and often associated with sovereignty and power.
Blue Beetle is Blue Beetle. It's true.
That's it. Do believe it's in a trailer. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of this art is really sick.
Yeah. This would be a terrifying. This is a good, terrifying creature.
Yeah, and I'd run this just as a dragon.
Yeah.
Use a red or a black dragon and use their stats.
Depending on where the party is.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so I have to run the Griffin.
Okay.
Or the Hieroglyph. Griffin, known as a Hieroglyph in Egyptian art. It's the body of a lion, head of a falcon. Kind of talked about it a little earlier.
I like griffins a lot.
Yeah.
They're really cool. I want to own one.
Perfect example of the combination of strength and speed.
I want to bond with one and have an eternal undying bond with it so I can ride it.
Okay. I'm going to give you another symbol now.
Okay.
All right. Talk about the Udja. UDJAT, or the Eye of Horus.
Okay.
Obviously something we've all seen, right? All seen. It's a very important symbol in the Egyptian mythology. It represents protection, healing, and the restoration of order.
Right.
Pulling order out of chaos is a big thing.
Yeah.
So Horus, just by and by, loses an eye,
Okay.
but it does get restored. The whole story is kind of about cosmic balance. Yeah, he has to lose an eye. Not saying we've heard that before.
Right.
Yeah, we've heard it before.
Also, it's really hard for me not to go in on Horus because Horus is also the name of the traitor that starts the downfall of the 40K universe.
Oh,
And he has a gigantic eye symbol on his chest. And he joins the chaos.
okay.
You know, and I've been good.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah. There's a
48 books in a long series.
This is another one that's kind of threw me off because this is Bess. B-E-S.
Okay.
Just Bess.
B-E-S.
Bess is a dwarf deity with a lion-like face. Often depicted very playful and lively.
Oh,
He was associated with protection, music, dance, and childbirth.
nice.
He wards off evil spirits and brings happiness.
I like you.
Yeah. The Egyptians had dwarves. You have dwarves in your campaign.
They look happy, too.
I think they're just that this was, you know what? We need to celebrate Bess. Bring the liquor.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
We're gonna go through that. Okay. So, just to throw things off, this is a griffin,
Yeah,
not a griffon.
which has been a large point of debate for a long time.
Griffin, the griffin, not the griffin. It's similar to the griffin
Right.
with the body of a lion, but it has the head of an eagle. Often again, over guardianship and protection.
Right.
Not the head of a falcon. Do not get it mixed up.
It's been a long point of debate
Not the same creature.
between Griffin, and Hippogriff, and Hippogriffin.
The hippogriff's a Pegasus.
Yeah, but reversed.
What's it that? No, it's not. It's a winged horse.
No, a Hippogriff's not a winged horse. It's a horse's body with an eagle's head.
Okay. What's it that? That was better. All right.
No, that's the Hippogriffin.
Okay.
Like I said, it's been a long point of debate between the four.
All right. So, the Apis bull.
Okay.
The Apis bull is a sacred bull revered as the embodiment of the god Ptah.
The Apps Bowl phone.
It was believed that Apis was a living representation of divine power, and that his appearance had a significant meaning for the game.
Okay.
Like I have seen the Apis bull. It's carried the sun between his, or whatever it's carrying between its arms.
Yeah.
You know.
Looks like it's carrying a 10, the disc of the sun.
Okay. One more, just because that kind of went on. I kind of added one. That was like my mind while I was adding these. So
Yeah.
Okay, no, one more. Like as soon as I got through the Apis bulls, like, yeah, I got to put that in there.
Yeah.
Bulls are kind of cool in other places too, right?
Right.
Don't do that. Nekomata.
Okay. This also doesn't make me think Egypt when I hear it.
Nekomata
Yeah.
is a mythical cat with two tails. Associated with supernatural abilities, that's magic. It's not exclusively an Egyptian creature.
Right.
However, it's just, I had to put this in there. If you look it up, you're going to find it other places. And
Yeah.
just look. Myth has a way of doing this. Happens with civilizations, people in society. This creeps out into other places.
Yeah. That's what I thought, is that it's a Japanese yokai as well.
Yeah.
From the Shakumonogatari. The split-tailed cat Nekobata. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. Like that, it goes out of that. Like I said, it was
Koneko-chan?
another one where, like, if you show in the picture the name, like, this is Nakamata out of mythology. Where is it from? Incorrectly, my racist butt would have said some of one of those Asian countries, you know.
Right.
My ignorance of it. But yeah, no, it's very
Yeah, from High School DxD, yeah.
nice. But there's a few creatures we talk about. It's just neat to find them. We know dragons.
Yeah.
Some form of phoenix seems to show up quite a bit.
Right.
More dragon and a split tail.
Mm-hmm. Cat or
Comes out a
fox.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was okay.
Is it story time?
It is story time.
Yeah. I love story time.
Okay, so I've got the creation story here, and I've kind of got, like, it's big, and Upper Egypt kind of has their own, Lower Egypt has their own, and then there's sects and everything. I'm just gonna give a summary of it. I do have some other tales.
Okay.
I've got kind of summary. So with Egyptian creation, you start out with a primeval ocean.
Okay.
Beginning of the vast primordial ocean, and the ocean is called Nun, N-U-N.
Okay.
Within Nun, there was chaos and darkness. So from this chaotic ocean emerged Atum, A-T-U-M, a self-created deity, and will often be depicted as a human with two crowns on his head, also associated with dominion over upper and lower. So Atum appeared on a mound that rose from the waters of Nun.
Okay.
So Earth came up on there Atom appeared. Now he felt lonely. He desired to create more gods. Through his own thoughts and spoken words, he brought forth the first deities: Shu, god of air,
Right.
and Tefnut. Tefnut, in this tale, it's a goddess of moisture.
Okay.
The two represented air and moisture, respectively. Shu and Tefnut gave birth to Geb, earth,
Right.
and Nut, sky.
Right.
Geb and Nut were initially so close, they were inseparable. They were always hugging. Always hugging, right? Always embraced.
I mean, it's the start of the relationship, you know. They're,
Yeah.
they're clingy.
Yeah. But we're getting into some questions. Yeah. They're brother and sister.
When has that stopped mythology?
Right. So Shu got tasked with separating them. So he raised the sky above him, created a space for the mortal world. So he picked up Nut,
Right.
right? Also, and Geb's below.
Okay.
Okay. Get space for that.
Sounds good. Well,
All right. Well, so Geb and Nut, they do become, even though they got separated, they do become parents to Osiris,
okay.
Isis, Seth, and Nephthys.
Okay.
Okay. Osiris becomes associated with life and vegetation. Seth represented chaos and the desert. All right. So Isis and Nephthys, they're both pretty big in Egyptian mythology. If you go back and look, like, get in deep to some of the stories,
Yeah.
you're gonna find them quite a bit. And they're always doing something magical, or they're protecting something like that.
Okay.
Now there is a struggle for power that starts between Osiris and Seth.
Okay.
And Seth ends up killing Osiris, in his bid for dominance. So Osiris journeys to the afterlife, right?
Okay.
Now Isis, his wife, she's not happy about this. Now look, when Seth killed Osiris, wanted to make sure he stayed dead, so he cut him up and sent his Parts all over.
Okay. Yeah. Makes
Cut them
sense.
up and put the parts all over. So Isis, she goes on a journey to find her husband's scattered body parts, and she uses her magic, her abilities, her divinity, godlike power, magic, whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
To resurrect him.
Okay.
Now look, this story is going to go in a few different ways depending on which version you're told.
Okay.
In this one, she resurrects him temporarily and allows them to conceive a child.
Okay.
Horus. In other versions, she can't find him, but she finds one part of him that you find, and she uses that to conceive a child. So I didn't have to tell you which part she finds.
Yeah.
She does, right? But in this one, she brings him back, his part. So Horus grew up. That's the son of Osiris and Isis. Grew up, and he seeks revenge against Seth, his father's death, right?
Maybe she actually found Ra, because as we know, Horus sure looks like Ra.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just saying.
Horus and Seth are battling. Now, this is their eternal battle.
Right.
It is order versus chaos. That's what it breaks down to.
Vengeance for the father versus I want to control everything.
Yeah, so the order is from Horus. Seth is chaos.
Yeah.
Right? Of that. Eventually, they have prophecy that says, Horus wins.
Right.
Chaos we'll get rid of all the chaos. And we're going to focus in a little bit on some of the players in that.
Okay.
Osiris and Isis.
Before he dies.
Yeah. This is going to kind of go through that one.
Okay.
Right? This is the story of that. I want to go through that kind of like creation of, like, this stuff is like in creation. This has happened. They go on, and Adam makes the... Anyway. So, in the ancient land of Egypt, Osiris ruled as a wise and just king, beloved by his people. He brought prosperity to the land and taught them the ways of civilization. Order, right?
Yeah.
With that. His sister and wife, Isis, stood by his side, sharing in his wisdom and love for their kingdom. But not all was well. Osiris's jealous brother Seth harbored resentment and desired the throne for himself. One fateful night, Seth's envy turned into treachery. He devised a plan to murder Osiris and take his place. At a grand feast, Seth presented a beautifully decorated chest as a gift to the attendees. He announced that whoever could fit inside the chest perfectly would receive it as a prize. Little did anyone know that the chest was designed to Osiris's measurements.
Of course.
So Osiris, trusting his brother, stepped into the chest. As soon as he did, Seth slammed the lid shut and sealed it. With wicked laughter, Seth and his accomplices tossed the chest into the Nile, where it drifted away. Isis was heartbroken, mortified, horrified. She searched tirelessly for her husband's body.
Right.
Eventually, she discovered that the chest had been caught in the branches of a tamarisk tree. Tamarisk tree is very important. They come up through different mythology, cultures and stuff through that.
Yeah.
That area.
You said it, and I can instantly picture one in my head.
Well, they grow along the shores of the Nile. The tree, miraculously, had grown around the chest, preserving Osiris's body within its trunk. Isis, determined to bring her husband back, used her powerful magic to transform into a bird and hover over the tree. She sang mournful songs and prayed to the gods for guidance. Her unwavering devotion caught the attention of Ra, the sun god, who bestowed upon her the knowledge of direction. With Ra's guidance, Isis called upon the god, Thoth, the master of knowledge and magic. Together, they worked together, their magic together, and Osiris's body was reassembled. However, he could not be fully brought back to life. Some parts were missing. So, Isis continued her search for the missing parts of Osiris' body. She traveled far and wide, using her magic to try to retrace the final journey. And with Each piece she found, she restored it. I've already said what that piece. That piece comes up in another version of it.
Yeah,
That's the other one she found. And this one, she can't find that.
Right. Okay.
Unfortunately, his thingy had been devoured by a fish. She didn't get to it in time, and a fish got it. So instead, she decided to make him a golden one. Stuck it on.
Oh.
And then with her magic, brought Osiris back to life. And that's when they conceived the child.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
Right. So Osiris, although alive and in the afterlife, became ruler of the underworld, guiding and protecting the souls of the sea. And later, he would challenge Seth to the throne.
Right.
And there you have the eternal struggle for order and chaos. There's a couple. I'm just saying, there's a couple different ways these stories play out.
Well, I mean, that's how Horus wound up looking like Ra, is because Ra gave him her magic. Which, that's what I was laughing about, is Ra just, I love this dude already.
Yeah.
It's the idea of, like, I could come down and use my magic to bring it back for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm too busy for that. I'm going to magically put my, like, the understanding of how to do this in your head, and I'm going to just let you take care of it.
Okay, I got some more details about the story.
Okay.
All right. Hey, you two. I'm not doing it. Figure it out on your own. Follow this recipe. So, in the elm of ancient Egypt, Horus, the son of Osiris and Isis, grew up to challenge Seth, his uncle, and the murderer, his father.
Right.
The struggle between these two deities would become a legendary battle of wits and prowess. Horus, rightful heir to the throne, believed he should rule over Egypt, but Seth was determined to maintain his dominion.
Right.
The gods were called to a council to mediate the dispute. Thoth, the wise god of knowledge and wisdom, proposed a contest to decide the rightful ruler. And I like this little telling of it.
Yeah.
It's like, this goes into other mythologies. Other ones I've heard, like, hey, these two gods are like, hey, and another god who's got, he's not a major god, he's a wisdom god, or he's the wisdom god, or
bring them in. And
bring them in. Here's the content, right? Yeah. This story's been told before, but here it is from Egypt. I love it. So the contest begins with a series of challenges. And they're meant to show off each participant's strength and ability.
Okay.
And the gods observed as Horus and Seth competed in various tasks, including transforming into different animals. Hey, you go get bit by the snake. How do you handle it? Make a venom snake bite.
Yeah. You forcefully eject the venom out of your body by flexing.
All right. That's how a man does it.
Yeah.
Sorry. However, the content here we get to some remember the Norse stuff we talked about?
Yeah.
There's a trickster god up there, kind of popular. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, he's done with a crocodile.
Yeah, up there.
Probably so big.
Yeah, no. No, and the Norse folk, they have a trickster god, right?
Yeah.
But wait, no, there's another. Anyway. So the contest, so the contest ends up devolving into trickery and cunning on Seth's part.
Of course.
So in one instance, you get Seth tricking Horus into drinking poison wine.
Oh.
And Horus' mother Isis has to step in and say, "Look, no."
Yeah.
And she uses her magic to show that, Seth to see, look, the wine was poisoned.
Yeah.
Magic trick, right? So after all this, the gods convene once more, right? Talking among themselves.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves. So the gods convene once more, and Thoth suggested a different approach.
Okay.
So the gods demanded that both Horus and Seth submit to a divine tribunal to plead their cases. They're going to have court.
Okay.
They're going to have court. And during the trial, Horus argued for his rightful place as ruler.
Yeah.
Seth continued to resort to the seat of manipulation.
Of course.
So the case grew even more complex when Seth accused Horus of impropriety. Seth claimed that Horus had tried to seduce him and demand a trial by divine sexual congress.
All right. Yeah.
So Toth is like, something sounds off here,
Yeah.
right? Well, he clearly came up with a plan to extract the truth. He ordered a jar of lettuce seeds to be brought before the tribunal and told them to witness what happened. And while Seth eagerly took the jar and used it for his alleged seduction, Horus didn't actually partake in any such act. So Seth's deceit was laid bare before the gods.
Right.
His credibility crumbled.
Yeah.
So Horus emerged as a rightful heir to rule of Egypt. I don't know if he's got a thing for lettuce seeds or what, or if maybe they're supposed to be like an aphrodisiac.
I'm assuming that's probably what it's.
What it was. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, so he's taking them to put in people's drinks, is he?
Right.
He's going to roofie the gods. Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the end, God decreed that Horus should rule, that he has integrity and honor. But Seth was given his own dominions to rule, that were desolate, chaotic rule.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're a king over that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
Like the Hades situation.
Yeah, kind of going through that. We see these. It's the Anunnaki retelling their story all over again. To a different group of people as they bring them civilization. Not saying it's aliens.
To a car.
No, that was the Aryans.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Hashtag. Oh. So, in the ancient land of Egypt, Ra, the powerful sun god, ruled over the world and brought light and warmth to all living beings.
Nice.
But as day turned into night, Ra's journey didn't end. He had to traverse the treacherous underworld.
Okay.
Duat. So we were born at dawn.
Right.
Duat.
Makes sense.
So each night, Ra embarked on a perilous journey.
Yeah.
Each night, Ra embarked on a perilous journey aboard his celestial sunboat.
Oh, I know the story.
Yeah.
I know of the story. Please, I don't know the story.
Exactly.
Please.
Right.
I want to hear it.
This boat, now look, this boat was so special. It wasn't just an ordinary boat. It was a marvel of divine craftsmanship. It was equipped specifically to carry Ra across the watery expanse of Duat, where he faced countless dangers from chaos. It's chaos down there.
Of course.
Anarchy. It's very chaotic down there.
Seth's in charge.
Right. One of the most fearsome adversaries Ra encountered was Apep, A-P-E-P, a monstrous serpent,
Yeah.
symbolizing darkness and chaos.
Yeah.
Apep attempted to devour Ra's sunboat to prevent the sun's rebirth. Every night, Apep would coil and rise, attempting to strike down Ra. Ra was not defenseless. With the help of his loyal attendees and divine allies, including gods like Set and Mechin, Ra was able to repel Apep's attack. The gods would use their magic and weapons to fend off the serpent, allowing Ra to continue his journey. I love that Seth mentioned that because it's like, no. Me and Horus will go at it. I will try to kill him.
Yeah.
We've got to get Ra across.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
we
important.
have to. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I thought this is really interesting. During these nightly struggles, the gods in the sunboat faced various challenges. You're going to find some versions of the stories, where Apep would sometimes succeed and actually temporarily swallow Ra, plunging the world into darkness.
Okay.
Eclipse? I don't know.
Right.
But Ra's divine strength and determination always prevailed. Now, he didn't just go across the underworld. There's a series of gates and portals.
Okay.
He would have to navigate the right way.
Yeah.
And he would have gods on his boat defending off demons that were specific to each gate,
Yeah.
right? And all of that. And after he gets through all of that, gets away from it, passes the portal, passes through the gates, he would emerge victorious, defeating Apep, emerging from the darkness of Duat, and the sun would shine once again, bringing light and life back to the world.
Okay.
To that. Every day is an adventure.
Yeah. No, I really like Ra. Ra has quickly become my favorite. I'm also like a big fan of the sun.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing.
You know.
It's a little bit much right now, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to argue it. Keep doing your thing.
Like, if in a game they give me the ability to use the sun or star power or like Destiny lets you, I don't play Destiny 2 anymore, but you can throw sun grenades at people. That's
cool.
pretty sick.
That's nice. All right.
I wish that game was better.
Yes. Okay. I got to tell you about the destruction of mankind.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. So in the early days of creation, the gods ruled over Egypt, and humanity lived under their guidance.
Okay.
However, as time went on, humanity grew disobedient and disrespectful,
That sounds about right.
disregarding the gods' laws and teachings. And others, we keep going through these, and I'm like, yes, it's not the same story. It's the same
Right.
stories.
Yeah.
It's not the same story. I find
Happens
that
every time.
fascinating. Fascinating.
Yeah, I agree.
They discarded God's laws and teachings. So observing humanity's arrogance, Ra, the sun god and ruler of all, it got kind of aggravated,
Right.
became angry with their behavior. And so he got the gods together and decided how to address the situation. Okay? So Ra declared that he's going to send a punishment to humble humanity and teach them a lesson. I think it's so funny because I can't spell. To carry out his plan, to carry out his plan, Ra sent his ferocious lioness daughter, the goddess Sekhmet, to Earth.
Oh,
Now look, Sekhmet was a very formidable force, right? And her anger and aggression were unmatched. And when she set upon Egypt, she set upon Egypt.
right.
Destruction, chaos. Her rampage was swift. It was merciless. She slaughtered people and just by the droves.
Man.
You know, she's like, "Daddy, you need to make I did this." Okay. Are you sure you want me to do this? Okay, then I'm going to do it.
Right.
And she did it.
She didn't play around.
Yeah, no.
Welcome back. Well,
Welcome back. I get you if you want. You know, you don't ever want to release Sekhmet, but if you do, know what you're doing. Right?
yeah.
So witnessing the devastation, the gods realized that Sekhmet's wrath's a little bit excessive,
Right.
and there wasn't going to be humanity if she keeps up.
Yeah.
So they got together for another council to find a solution, or she kills them all.
All while she's still killing, I assume.
Right. Look, if this keeps up, she hasn't got there yet. We've got time. No, she's going to wipe out those cities. We're not. Nothing we can do about that. So Thoth, the wise god.
Yeah, of course.
Thoth speaks up, the gods listen. Listen to the wise one. They came up with a kind of plan. And so he mixed beer with red ochre.
Oh.
Ochre. Not okra.
Okay. I understand the first thing.
Ochre. Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Creating a concoction that resembled blood and no harmful effects.
Okay.
The brew was spread across the land. And when Sekhmet encountered it, she mistook it for the blood of her victims.
Oh.
I guess she drinks it. She becomes intoxicated, I suppose, drugged, and her fury is quelled, and her destructive rampage came to an end.
Okay.
This is the most. She needed a drink.
Yeah.
I ever heard. Right?
Yeah.
Give her a drink. Her demeanor transformed from rage to mirth.
You're not you when you're hungry.
Right. She became known as Hathor, the goddess of love.
Oh.
To gods, believed that humanity was saved from complete annihilation, celebrated the end of the crisis. To commemorate the events, the Egyptians held an annual festival called the Feast of Drunkenness,
Oh.
during which they consumed beer mixed with red ochre and remembered the way Hathor's rage had been subdued.
See, now Stargate's Hathor makes way more sense.
Okay. So that.
She just needed a drink.
Yeah, that's it, right? Let's do that.
The Rampage reminded me a lot of, we haven't talked about Greece yet, but it reminded me a lot of Hecate of Greece.
The Hecate?
Yeah.
Yes, the followers of the drunk god.
Mm-hmm. Bacchus.
Bacchus, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes known as the Baccarat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me think of that immediately.
Yeah, it's a group of women that got drunk, had a lot of sex with men, and then ripped them apart and ate them.
Mm-hmm.
It's got them. Death by Snoop Snoop. This one, I had to pull up just for the title.
Okay.
I think you'll find this in like different cultures you would never put together. But A Tale of Two Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay? And see if anything in here reminds you of any of those other tales.
Right.
So long ago, in the land of Egypt, there lived two brothers named Anubis and Bata.
Okay.
They were close and shared a strong bond. Anubis was married and lived with his wife, while Bata remained single. One day, Bata's older brother, Anubis, decided to take a trip into the city, leaving his wife in Bata's care. Bata's compassion and kindness impressed Anubis's wife, and she became infatuated with him.
Oh,
So she tried to seduce Bata, and the story I'm thinking of doesn't involve brothers, but he resisted her advances, remaining loyal to his brother.
right.
When Anubis returned, his wife told him that Bata had tried to seduce her.
Of course.
Anubis believed his wife and grew furious. He decided to kill Bata, who realized the gravity of the situation.
Of course.
Bata fled from his brother's wrath and sought refuge in a tree.
Right.
As he climbed, the tree magically transformed into a beautiful woman. Bata, now in love with the woman, married her, and they lived happily together. However, he did miss his brother Anubis and wished to visit him. Bata's wife agreed to let him go, but warned him not to reveal her existence to anyone. When Bata arrived at his brother's home, Anubis was overcome with guilt and regret for its action. He confessed to his brother the truth about his wife's false accusation, and Bata forgave Anubis and assured him that he was content with his new life. Anubis urged Bata to return home and bring his wife with him. He gave Bata the specific instructions to cut down a specific plant, sprinkle his wife's blood on it, which would transform into a magical cow, and then Bata should then ride the cow to find Anubis. I don't know why.
Sure.
Okay. However, when Bata followed the instructions, he accidentally cut his finger and some of his blood fell on the plant.
Oh, no.
So as a result, the cow emerged with a reddish hue, resembling blood. When Bata's wife saw the cow, she believed that Bata had betrayed her by revealing her existence and betraying her trust. So she was filled with grief and anger, and she ordered the magical cow to return to her original form as a tree. She then sent the tree to Anubis' house as a gift. Anubis, not knowing the true story, placed the tree in his courtyard. When Bata returned and saw the tree, he knew what had happened. This is complicated.
Yeah.
He knew what had happened. He was heartbroken. And he approached the tree, and it opened, revealing his wife's spirit. She told him the truth and warned him that he was in danger from Anubis. So Bata fled again. And this time he decided he turned himself into a mighty bull.
Okay.
And Anubis pursued him. But Anubis finally catches him. They confront each other. There's a fight. Bata gets mortally wounded by his brother.
Right. Of course.
As he lays there dying, Bata instructed Anubis to take his heart and place it on top of the flowering acacia tree.
Right.
From that tree, a beautiful woman emerged, and Anubis knew that his brother's spirit was at peace. He honored Bata's wish and raised a shrine to him.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of conflict there
Yeah.
going on about who to trust and who not to trust. You can tell you, Anubis, your wife's rude.
Right. Also, like, I guess technically he did break her trust because he told Anubis about his wife.
Yeah. The story doesn't flow like I want it to.
Right.
There's American dadgummit, they didn't tell it right. And so there's stuff in there you got to figure out. But yeah, no quite follow it. But yeah, but it always seems like I don't know, the whole story seems to be like misunderstanding after
Yeah,
misunderstanding.
it does.
Like if anybody would just come through with the truth.
Yeah,
they have a part of there where the truth gets told. It kind of comes through. It could be all healed here.
Right.
But then they still end up keeping kind of secret from each
Yeah.
other. And it ends up destroying everything.
Well, and is there ever a story of the two brothers where one of the brothers
Doesn't get killed?
Yeah. Because they always kill him.
Yeah, somebody's gonna die.
Yeah.
And then this one, yes, there's another guy named Seth. For the record.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It fits.
Seth and Osiris.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to tell you about the story of the shipwrecked sailor.
Okay.
Okay. So in ancient Egypt, during the reign of King Cheops, there was a shipwrecked sailor named Wenamun.
Okay.
Now he embarked on a journey that took him far from his homeland and into a land unknown. Now his story, this was recounted by Wenamun himself. Okay? It's a remarkable tale, and there's some adventures of divine intervention. So Wenamun was a sailor on a ship loaded with goods destined for a city that was known as Byblos. Byblos. Byblos.
Okay.
However,
Boston Prophets.
fate, not Grand Order, his fate, had different plans for it. And the ship was caught in a storm.
Okay.
Crew and the shipwreck and the crew, and he ended up stranded on an unknown island. The sailor set out alone to explore the island in search for food. As Wenamun wandered the island, he encountered a mysterious and gigantic serpent, and that scared him.
Yeah.
He was scared.
Right. Understandable.
The serpent spoke to him, promising not to harm him. Have no fear. The serpent revealed itself as a god, the Lord of Punt. You don't know what Punt is? This is not the only mythology that Punt is named in.
Really?
Or this is not the only story that Punt is named in. No. I think it's either Hebraic or Aramaic in some of the, not necessarily like Old Testament,
Right.
but the land of Punt is named.
Okay.
The land of Punt also made, I think might be in the land of Cush, which is south
Right.
of Egypt.
Yeah.
And they have pyramids and stuff too.
Okay.
And but yeah, it's not the only. So that's the actual name that comes up.
Okay.
Okay. But this Lord of Punt shared divine wisdom knowledge with Wenamun.
Okay.
Told him.
Gonna say it would have been really hard for a snake to punt something.
Right. Right. The god spoke of his plight. He knew what was going on.
Okay, well.
He knew what Wenamun's plight was, and he offered his guidance. And he assured Wenamun that the gods had not forgotten him, and his life will be preserved.
Okay.
And so he instructed Wenamun to return to the ship, gather the crew, and make offerings to the gods in gratitude. So following the god's advice, Wenamun returned to the ship and gathered his fellow sailors. They made offerings to the god, and miraculously a ship from Byblos arrived to rescue them.
Nice.
The captain of the Byblos ship was impressed by Wenamun's faith and gratitude and took him aboard. Wenamun's story illustrates presence of divine intervention, right?
Right.
It's divine a lot more. It's also got a little bit of the, like, one of the things to taking this out is that, yes, he ran into a mighty serpent. He had a right to be afraid,
Right.
but he didn't let that fear overcome him from learning something
Right.
and finding out. It turns out that giant serpent, as big as scary as wasn't malevolent.
Yeah, it was a nice guy.
Yeah. He told him what he needed.
Lord of Punt.
Okay. Right, the Lord of Punt. I don't know. But also, just for the record, not going into it tonight, but Egypt, for the way the story is told from Homer to his uncle, I can't remember his name, so I was going to ask. His uncle told him the story of Atlantis, and his uncle said he got it from Egyptian. Egyptian was talking about Atlantis being on the other side
Right.
of the Sahara. So basically, the story of Egypt, Atlantis comes from Egyptian,
Yeah.
according to them.
Right.
Okay, so in the ancient land of Egypt, Ra, the powerful sun god,
Aboard.
embarked on a nightly journey through the treacherous unknown underworld, Duat. During this journey, Ra's radiant life was threatened by a pet, a monstrous serpent embodying darkness and chaos. As Ra's boat sailed through the darkness of Duat, a pep would rise, coiling and ready to strike. A pep's goal was to devour Ra, preventing the sun's rebirth and casting the world into eternal darkness. Just a little detail of the story.
Right.
Every night, Ra and his faithful allies, once again, this telling of it puts out Set and Mehen.
Right.
They say there's others there, but those who always call
Yeah.
those two are called by name.
They'll still protect Ra, even though he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah. And in this, once he hits that, it's a fierce battle.
Yeah.
Like that. And they've got to use their weapons. Some of what talked about their magic, the powers of the divine, and because a pep is no joke.
Right.
Right. This is where I've got bringing up Toth again because he was actually crucial in not battles.
Okay.
He often stood at Ra's side, gave him guidance, would tell him magical incantations, and also speak words of protection.
It's an extra D4 when you need it.
Right. And apparently, according to this, he did. So with his aid, with Toth's aid, once again, in this version of it, Toth is called out, but they can't, all those guys are great. Can't do it without Toth.
Yeah.
He has to give Ra, he has to tell what I would say and speak over him,
right.
all this, right? But with Toth's aid, they will repel Pep again and again. Even in this one, it's always pointed out that this is, the battle between order and chaos.
Right.
You can't have chaos. Nietzsche says, out of chaos comes order. Shut up. And yes, it's a big deal because if every once in a while, we talked about earlier, Rob would get eaten.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was eclipse or whatever.
Right.
But he had to come back out. If Rod didn't make it, it's the end.
Yeah.
There's nothing. I figure that's why Seth is there as well, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, he can't be king over nothing.
Yeah. Because so far, every night, Rod does get to make it out.
Right.
I thought there's two different. You're going to find different versions of the stories, depending on where they come from. But in both versions that I found, it's like, Seth is there.
Right.
I think Seth is kind of like a bad guy. But no, he's there using his power. Ross said he needed his help, and Seth was like, I'm there, buddy. I may be the god over desolate places,
right?
Nothing can live. But you need I got your back.
It's literally, I'll help you if only so when I win, I'm not king of the ashes.
Yes.
Skeletor helping He-Man.
Yeah, right. That's it. Okay. I've got a few more stories for you. And this was a little more, I feel this was a little more down-to-earth type thing.
Okay.
Anyway. So in ancient Egypt, there lived a peasant and a workman who were neighbors. They shared their daily experiences and often lamented the challenges they faced. One day, the peasant spoke to the workman about hardship and complaining about the difficult labor in the fields and scarcity of food. The workman, who was skilled in his craft, listened to the peasant's complaints and sympathized with his struggles. He shared his own challenges, describing the demanding nature of his work and the long hours he spent building structures for the wealthy. As they continued to talk, the two men realized that their lives were not as dire as they seemed. The peasant recognized that while he had to toil in the fields, he was able to cultivate his own food and enjoy the fruits of his labor. The workman, on the other hand, appreciated that his skills were in demand and he could earn a living through his craftsmanship. Feeling grateful for what they had, the peasant and the workman decided to give thanks to their gods. They visited a temple together and offered their sincere prayers and gratitude. Their prayers were heard by the gods, and they received blessing in return. The gods, pleased with their humility and appreciation for their respective lives, decided to grant them each a reward. The peasant received abundant harvests and fertile lands, always ensuring his prosperity.
Nice.
And the workman was bestowed with recognition and wealth for his skills, making him highly respected, even more so in his community.
Yeah.
And this is just a story to say, look, everybody has their place.
Yeah. Be content with what you got.
Yeah. We can spin this two ways.
Right.
Right. We need to spin this as everybody has a place. Stay in your lane.
Right.
Right. Or, hey, you're important to the society where you are.
Right.
I kind of feel like it's a mix of the two.
Yeah.
Kind of idea. We must keep this maintain this order.
Right.
In this society, and you know that you are down there in the ditches digging in the sewer, and I am a pharaoh. My kingliness is most important.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't do that.
That's the story of the Prince and the Pauper, right?
Yeah. That story comes up again, right?
Yeah.
In ancient Egypt, there lived a poor but eloquent peasant named Kun Anup.
Okay.
He owned a small plot of land and worked tirelessly to provide for his family. One day, while he was on his way to deliver his goods to a nearby town, a powerful nobleman named Nemtinacht seized his possession and falsely accused him of theft. Kun Anup, devastated by this injustice, decided to seek justice from the vizier, who was responsible for administering law on behalf of the pharaoh. However, the vizier sided with Nemtinacht due to his higher social status.
Right.
Refusing to accept defeat, Kun Anup traveled to this capital city and pleaded his case before the pharaoh. He eloquently presented his situation and his plea for justice, emphasizing his loyalty to the pharaoh and his unwavering commitment to righteousness. Impressed by Kun Anup's eloquence and determination, the pharaoh ordered that this case be reevaluated. The pharaoh's chief judge, an unbiased and wise man named Harkov, was appointed to hear the case. Harkov listened attentively to Kun Anup's arguments and recognized the peasant's integrity. Harkov then devised a clever test to prove Kun Anup's honesty. He ordered that Kun Anup's possessions be returned to him, and he watched as the peasant distributed, I can speak, I promise, his
You've been talking for a
belongings
while tonight.
to the poor and needy. This selfless act further demonstrated to the judge that Kun Anup's kind of a good guy. Like, he got his possessions back, this is what he was doing, and now. Harkov reported his findings to Pharaoh. And Pharaoh was deeply word to harm, okay? Harkov reported his findings to the Pharaoh, was deeply moved by Kun Anup's honesty and passion.
Right.
And the Pharaoh decreed that Kun Anup's possessions be restored to him, and that he be rewarded for his virtues.
Nice.
This was like a bestseller type story in ancient Egypt. I don't know how to put it, but it was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, this was a story that was told.
Yeah.
And I find it really interesting that the Pharaoh is Pharaoh so-and-so. No, it's just a Pharaoh.
Right. So it could be any pharaoh.
Yeah, it could be any Pharaoh.
Right.
But who gets named in this is the people under the Pharaoh.
Right.
Going through that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and once again, I think I was telling, be honest.
Yeah.
Speak clearly. Say what you want to say. We had a discussion about an old story that, you will take as true. It's like, yeah, the moral of the story is when you were convicted to speak up, speak up.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, this kind of feels like this is, I kind of went and speak truth, be honest, be humble.
Right.
Take care of it. Even the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Not be able to say that. That's what I had.
Okay.
That's what I had. I managed to put together on Egypt to give some flavor and some characters through that. A lot of these we knew, or at least thought we knew,
right,
or didn't realize we knew.
Know a lot more about them now.
Yeah, one way or another.
I think it's pretty much a direct port, like a lot of these have been.
Yeah,
we got the monsters. We talked during some of it of like how we would run some of the stuff.
Yeah,
we got the gods. You just replace with them. We got legendary items and magical items, and you can add even more like an Ankh that does something, or
Yeah, well, you've got you got symbols, you got weapons, you got all this stuff to build a flavorful world.
Yeah,
and once again with the stories and some of the creatures, and maybe what the gods were over, but some of the stories is where it really gets me. That are like, there's nothing else. There's no other mythology like Egyptian mythology, right? Right. It's still human.
Yeah.
There's no. Every mythology we've gone through, it's unique.
That's right.
There's nothing like it anywhere else in the world. But it still hits some of the same beats. There's going to be similarities there. Yeah. It's still human. I don't know. Really cool. Really cool.
What was the name of the... you don't have to pull back up your notes. I got it back here. I just got to find it again. Where Ra and Horus combined. Ra Horakti. Yeah. 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 Just saying. That's...
yeah. Now that thing, I haven't run across that yet.
Pretty cool. Yeah. No, I'm really glad we did this for multiple reasons. I'm trying to come up with lore for my Necrons, which are based on ancient Egypt.
There you go.
And for 40k, and trying to make my own custom dynasty. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Ra based now.
Cool.
Gotta extrapolate that a little bit. Ra's a really cool dude.
Yeah.
Like him a lot. So
Yeah. I don't know. It's fascinating because, like I said, I went over a lot tonight. You know?
yeah,
A lot for me, but it's still there's so much more. Other little stories to tell.
right.
You know, idea of people and interactions with the gods and everything else. It creates all these mythologies create a pocket of like this like full story.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you wanted to use, we're on Egypt tonight, so we're going to talk about it. If you wanted to take this for your world, you can have the whole world.
Yeah,
Basically, you've got everything you need
right.
for the whole world, every level of it. And it's in
Or
the
you
same
can take
way.
bits. I agree. The question then is, where are we going next?
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah.
We gave you something that was one spot, but you found a lot in it.
Yeah.
And like
even
you said, it's not even, yeah.
Even still, we have different creation.
Right.
Sometimes creation myth is really different. Sometimes it's just a little bit different. Names change, things switch around depending on where it's from. Yeah. But it was still on something that it's like, yes, this is a singular myth thing. There's still variations
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
Going through there.
Let's see. We got a lot of options. I did come with one tonight, but it's because I thought this was going to be an easier week on you, finding everything.
No.
And it feels like it wasn't really.
But anyway, you gotta dig.
Right.
Dig.
Because I was thinking India. But India's going to be a lot.
I think so. And I think I may end up having to break that down.
Yeah.
Like maybe go into because you got obviously you got Hinduism there. I think that's probably
Right.
the biggest one, right? And if we talked about Hinduism as religion, of course we got a pantheon,
Yeah.
a lot of gods. Some of those, Brahma, Shiva.
Right.
That's one of those we can spit out now. Through that, maybe talk on, but there's a lot more through that. There's also some other influences.
Oh, yeah.
I think it should be interesting because I know like there's like Europe's a big thing. It's like we've done Germany,
Right.
we've done Norse, we've done kind of Slavic. We did Russian.
Right.
A lot of that was Slavic.
We've done
Hungarian.
Arthur and Irish,
Yeah, Northern Ireland through that.
but we haven't touched. I guess we did Italy because we did Rome. We haven't touched France and England. But they're going to be some of the same stuff that come up with Ireland.
Especially when you get, and then you got a lot intertwined there, especially when you get into the Norman period.
Yeah. We haven't touched, well, I was going to say Poland, but a lot of the Polish stuff is also German, so is the Austrian stuff. It's all that same area, and it slides into, like you were saying, Slavic.
Yeah, there's probably different names. And there might be different stuff there.
But we haven't touched, we did Australia, we haven't touched, like, New Guinea, stuff like that.
No.
We haven't touched North America. We've done a little, we did Brazil.
We haven't touched Africa at all.
Right.
Which there's lots of places.
We did Madagascar, but that's an island.
Yeah, that's off to the side.
Yeah.
We discussed how that was different.
Right.
But you've got thousands,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Thousands there, but I mean,
Finland?
Finland. That might be interesting.
Yeah, because I would think Finland would be pretty separated
But it's
mythology-wise.
I think it's gonna have
Influences, for sure. But
some of the same stuff through that.
if I put in...
Finnish.
Well, if I spell it right.
No, we have to do Finland last. It's gonna be our last podcast.
Yeah?
That way we can do Finnish.
That's true.
Hawaii goes.
We did Polynesian, but we didn't do specifically Hawaii.
But a lot of that's gonna kind of fall into the Polynesian.
Yeah.
Not that those are bad at all.
Right.
They're different goddesses and I'll see that.
Yeah.
I'll see that. But no, definitely a good one. Appreciate the
Well, Chad, you just let us know which ones you're most interested in. But
I think it's almost like there's too many options.
yeah, there's too many options.
There's too many options.
I would love to see you do North America, but that would be, we'd have to like specify, because we can't just say Native American, because that's very different depending on tribes.
Yeah.
But
we've got, maybe we can pick a tribe, and I'll try not to do. I'm trying to mess it up too bad. We've got,
right,
maybe like Navajo,
yeah,
Pueblo, Crow.
yeah,
If we pick it like that, I think that would make
I think so too.
looking together a little bit easier.
There's also like Niger, the Chad.
Yeah, we got Chad, Nigerian, Zulu.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you get to, when you start talking about, a group of people that you would put together as like this is a tribe,
Right.
a nation's a tribe. And you go through Africa. You can go with like Celts, Gaelic tribes. You have that, and then North America.
Yeah.
You have different tribes, as we would say. Yeah, there's lots. It's a smaller group.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of.
Well, there's also Iceland and Greenland, right, which have a lot of Norse, but also have their own. So, if I had to pick one, I don't know if Chad's gonna pick
Inuit?
one. Oh, if I had to pick one, it's Inuit, because they have the shark dogs.
They also have a bunch of words for snow.
Yeah, what are those things called? The shark dogs.
Spelled Inuit wrong.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Is it not a shark dog? Is it a shark whale? Shark bear? What is it?
A lot of polar bears, killer whales.
Yeah, it's a shark bear.
No.
Those are all like not the one I'm thinking of, but
No.
okay, it's called like the odd something.
Yeah, still no. That's a no for me, dog.
Can you imagine though? No, is that it? No. Okay. Anyway,
Okay. And once again, there might be a breakdown in that, and maybe I can people together.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
Woo.
I'm
Anyway,
excited. I'm excited. I'm excited.
all right. Anything to add on the end of Egyptian mythology?
Egypt's cool. I like it.
Yeah,
They had some
right.
terrifying creatures, but
Yeah.
I feel like I have a much better understanding of Egyptian mythology. There's still obviously a lot more that I could learn, but
Right, but like the stuff you see in media, there's stuff like going through that sort of stuff. I see it that way. That kind of makes a little more sense to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. And Ra's a cool guy.
Yeah. The sun, Raharakti. I don't know. I got. Yeah,
I'm gonna look that up.
more stuff about Ra.
In fact, let me just type that into my phone real quick so I don't forget.
Don't forget, you got Raharakti, and then you got
Amun Ra.
Ra.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing some SD Gundam Battle Alliance.
Right on.
Trying to redo the intro on that on PC
Okay.
and see how far we get with that in the 2-hour timeline. I've got some really cool ideas for the weeks to come, and then Armored Core's coming up, so that's gonna be a Friday for sure. But
Nice.
I'm excited.
Excellent.
But Monday we'll be back with him on Mondays,
Yes.
helping the Rangers some more. Tuesday we'll have our regular podcast. Wednesday, Runger will play whatever game gets voted on at the end of Tuesday night's podcast.
Something.
And next Thursday we'll be talking Inuit mythology.
Yeah.
Stoked. As soon as you said it, I was like, yes.
That's the one.
Yes.
We're never going to run out of shows.
Nope. We have so far to go. But we're going to get to you one day, Finland, so don't feel bad.
Yeah.
We'll get there. All right.
Ugh.
Anything else then, sir?
No, I'm good.
Until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
And this has been the Full Spectrum TTRPG podcast. Remember to always do the full spectrum. The Egypt. Wrong. Passed off.